tomorrow is here. Drama, it's in me pay adiwa. Makana miri ababago. Industrial revolution. Abatago nenukunu. Okwa digital economy. Yeah. Agricultural revolution. Oh. Yeah. It's in Chekwa paper. The rock. Oboru's or the man. The rock. It's a week marama. The rock. Quality education and all-round development. Yo. The rock. Our tomorrow is here. I say my tomorrow is here. Our tomorrow is here. I know.
Enugu State government takes measures to alleviate poverty, grow the state's economy, and create jobs for the teeming youths through agriculture and agro-allied businesses. The hour is upon us again when we bring you insights into the state government's activities. My name is Chika Ugu, and I'm glad you could join us on today's edition of Lion Building in Action. So sit back and relax as we bring you details shortly after this break. Good to know you are still there. Since Governor Peter Mba's inception as governor of Enugu State, he has continued to initiate programs and policies to improve the standard of living of residents and boost the state's economy. And agriculture seems to be a gold mine and best alternative to grow the state's GDP and ensure food security. Amongst all the agricultural projects initiated by the state government, we will begin by telling you that the state government just approved 15,000 hectares of land for Ugwanama Farms Limited for agriculture in Isiozo local government area of the state. Yours truly captured the sealing of the deal through the signing of a memorandum of understanding. Speaking shortly after the signing of the MOU, the state governor, Dr. Peter Mba, said the partnership is significant as agriculture is a veritable tool for the growth of the state's gross domestic products. Dr. Mba expressed hope that this milestone will enable youths to be gainfully engaged in agriculture and agro-allied businesses. Governor Mba, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Chidiebere Onya, also said his administration is hopeful to achieving the 0% poverty headcount index as well as reducing hunger in the state.
We have come to this point where we are signing a 15,000 hectare lease for you to be able to cultivate the products that give us comparative advantage as a state. I know this is important because Enugu State only transacts business with serious-minded investors. We have done our due diligence and we are confident that the commitments, the conditions precedent to signing this agreement, which is to have the capacity to move to site right away, is something that you have committed to doing. And today, as we sign this is not just a signing process. This is significant and symbolic at the same time. And on behalf of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Ndubisimba, we congratulate you on this partnership and we look forward to those milestones that we agreed as a partnership. So thank you so much, and we look forward to your adding significantly to our gross domestic product increase, as outlined by His Excellency.
Earlier, the Chief Executive of Ugwanama Farms, Sani Naji, commended the government's commitment to diversifying the state's economy through agriculture. He explained that by the agreement, which will end in 2 years, his farms are expected to create about 200,000 to 300,000 jobs.
We promise that in no time we are going to develop the 15,000 hectares and request for more. So basically, our cultivation there is what is a comparative advantage to Enugu people. Majorly cassava, oil palm, maize, yam. So we are going to process it. As it is now, we have installed a cassava processing plant in Isuzu. That's already, we have over 1,000 hectares planted in Isuzu. So the production will start immediately. So as we are producing, we are processing. So the aim is to crash the food cost in Enugu so that Enugu people will have cheap food to eat. So, and they create a lot of jobs. Apart from having to 15,000 hectares, the aim again is to get our growers, youths, women, get them back to farm, give them inputs. I've done it in Isuzu with 1,500 farmers last 2 years. We are doing it with over 5,000 to 10,000 hectares, people cultivating their own farmland with 10,000 hectares. So we believe that we took many youth out of state, out of streets, and we create a lot of jobs.
Commissioner for Agriculture and Agro-Industrialization, Patrick Uburu, expressed the state government's readiness to partner with investors in agriculture and agro-allied businesses locally and internationally.
To develop cassava, rice, maize, high-yielding banana, oil palm, and yam, specifically at Isuzu local government area, where we have vast expanse of land for our agriculture, and where His Excellency has also designated for a produce city. Following that approval, we have engaged the necessary Ministry of Justice, and my colleague, the SBA, in drafting this MOU agreement, which we are going to execute today, and have been diligently and properly, done with. So today is going to mark very, very important milestone in our agriculture. But we cannot meet the target of taking our GDP from there 4.4 to 30 billion without engaging in large-scale farming. And it's very important to also note that the Excellency has pointed out that the moment this MOU is signed, that the investor moves into site and begin work immediately.
The FCDO commenced a 9-month program on sustainable climate and smart agricultural transformation in 2023 in 9 states of the Federation. The program focuses on improving agricultural productivity and reducing conflicts over natural resources. Team leader of the program, Dr. Adiya Ode, said though the project has ended in January, the FCDO heeded the call by Enugu State government to implement the PromptCom Plus, which would improve the forestry and land resources of the state, as well as rehabilitate the resources to produce commodities such as oil palm, cashew, among other sustainable commodity production.
This is an initial engagement meeting, really, between the program and Enugu State. Our ask was to meet His Excellency, and we are grateful that we are in able hands with you. So thank you for that. I would like to say a few things about ProCom Plus and the journey to this place today. So ProCom Plus started 1st of May last year, and we had a 9-month inception period which ended 31st January. We focused on improving agricultural productivity, reducing emissions, improving resilience of the rural population dependent on the rural economy, and reducing conflict over natural resources.
Responding, Governor Mba, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Chidebere Onya, described the visit as a huge opportunity for Enugu State. He said the state government is committed to the project to encourage massive food production and exportation.
The relationship between Enugu and the British government has improved significantly in the way that they are looking towards supporting us and meeting His Excellency's clearly outlined goals to improve Enugu State's GDP from 4.4 to 30 billion. Agriculture, climate finance, climate-related activities are big factors as we build infrastructure. In this state, we have worked out very intentionally in identifying a pipeline of opportunistic bankable projects. Most of them fall into the climate resilient scope. So we are actually beginning to work with projects that we feel are bankable for attracting climate finance. So when we set out earlier with the land cover activity and forest cover activities earlier, we knew that it was a huge opportunity for us to begin to learn from lessons of other states that have done a good job in it. One thing that we are very good in the Enugu State is looking at best practice that align to our context. We felt that was really an important engagement. The Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture leading that charge with the SPA for Agric, people that you must have noticed in engagement are very passionate about not just agriculture, but also looking at our environment, looking at climate-related issues. How do we, in doing this, also begin to reduce our carbon footprint? These are things that we feel very strongly about. Sustainability is a big factor for us. So when I listened to you, Dr. Ade, and we had talked earlier, via email, I felt that this was a huge opportunity for Enugu State.
He further explained that the government is working to have a holistic plan on agriculture in the states. The strategic meeting between the state government and IFAD is one of several initiatives to explore the agricultural potential of Enugu State with a view to promoting investment in the sector. The Deputy Governor, Ifeanyi Osai, disclosed that government has continued to support farmers and other stakeholders in the entire agricultural value chain to create investment opportunities as well as sustainable growth and tackle the perennial food shortage, not just in Enugu, but also the country.
We value every intervention and support we've had from multilateral institutions and support agencies in all our sectors, but particularly agriculture, because if we must migrate our people from poverty to economic stability, agriculture is the lowest hanging fruit. And in a continent and a country that's battling with high cost of food and a shortage of food, this is the best time to deal with improving agriculture. We thank you also particularly because your program tailored its approach to rural farmers and smallholder farmers. You know, just as I had noted earlier, on the desk where we are, we may forget the link and the role of the smallholder farmers and the rural farmers play in the economy. But if you do all the high-level policy formulation and deal with it, and there is none to accommodate the rural farmers, you always miss the link. There's aggregation of that rural farmer holding that come up to your GDP, and when you measure the impact in the lives of our people, it's huge. People are able now to pay for WIC for their kids. Women are able to access maternal care. Things that were issues are no longer issues. We look forward to a more robust relationship with you, because experiences has also shown that we must work towards improving what you have done. And I know that your resource is not lasting, and at some point you're going to stop the program. So we want to develop a homegrown relationship with you that enables the investment you've done to become self-sustaining, so that whenever you're in Africa or in Nigeria, you can stop by and we cannot look back at the legacy you have laid. You know, we suffer from huge post-harvest losses. Of course, in conversations with our project coordinator here, Dr. Ishiu, we know of the need for aggregation centers around our farm clusters. But again, we are looking at whatever support we can get to begin to encourage commercial farmers. Because we also know that if you have commercial farmers who do the big ticket transactions, it's a lot easier for them to sustain the smallholder farmers than whatever program government can do. Because when they support the smallholder farmers, they provide them with inputs, they support them in what they do, teach them skills. And they can even advance credits to them, because smallholder farmers will encourage, you know, there's a ready market. So while we are looking for help from you to build some medium to high level processing centers.
The Associate Vice President, Program Management Department, Donald Brown, said the agency was in Enugu to inspect existing agricultural projects while exploring new areas of investment.
Crisis, the President has declared it. Obviously, we need to be able to support the government in responding to that through the crisis. But I just wanted to say, you know, they're not EFAD projects, they're government projects. EFAD supports government. And I'm very happy with your emphasis on sustainability. For us, we should not be supporting projects if they're not sustainable. When we go, the project should remain, should scale up, and that is really success for us, is when the project finishes, that the work continues. So I'm very happy to discuss and support your drive for sustainability.
Thank you.
Representatives of the international agency and officials of the Enugu state government expressed optimism that the collaboration will create employment and self-sufficiency in food production. Still on improving lives of the people, Enugu State government moves to eradicate youth unemployment as it unveils skill development projects through the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Unveiling the project titled Enugu Youth Upskill Project, the Commissioner for Youth and Sports, Lloyd Ekweremadu, said the project is for young people between ages 18 and 35 and serves as a vehicle for the Ministry of Youth and Sports to deploy and implement youth development roadmap. The project, which he explained is open for partnership, is structured in a way that will outlive the present administration.
We're very delighted to be bringing this project to reality and to the youth of Enugu State. Essentially, what this project is one where we will be, is a vehicle for the ministry to deploy and implement its youth development roadmap. So we're here today to announce it and to officially unveil it and make it open and accessible to all the youth of Enugu State. It is our hope that this project will yield the expected results, which is reduction in youth unemployment, an increase in youth employment. We intend that this project will help the Ministry of Youth and Sport to succeed on its mandate of developing the capacity of the young men and women of Enugu State. It is the expected outcome that we would see significant reduction in some of the challenges that our youth are faced with. It is also expected that through this project, the Ministry of Youth and Sport will be able to partner with civil society organizations, with private businesses, with international development institutions for the purpose of actualizing our goals and our mandates.
The project coordinator, Mr. Emmanuel Etudo, said the ministry will first embark on data collation of youths across the 17 local government areas of the state, including people living with disabilities.
The reason why we chose to leverage data to make informed decisions around youth development is because data is at the heart of every implementation as far as youth development is concerned, advocacy is concerned, integration of both the people who are vocal within their local circles.
Youth upskill is a very welcome development, and I must say that we in the NYC are very happy to be associated with this development, because primarily in the NYC we deal with youths, and one of the major programs we have in the NYC is the skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development. The NYC, looking at what is obtainable right now in our society, where there is so much high level of youth unemployment, and knowing fully well that the youth is our future. If we do not, or if we leave so many of our youth without employment, then there will be a problem for us.
We talk about empowering the youth, which we're already doing, and every day we roll out programs, but we still see a situation whereby our youth are languishing in the prison. Every day the EFCC is arresting our youth. So what are we doing? I think we need to look into that, because we can't be empowering the youth and saying we are doing empowerment, and every day we hear both in Enugu and other states that 30 youths have been arrested, 20 have been arrested. How can we stop this? How can we mitigate this so that it can tally with the empowerment that we are rolling out? Because it's a major concern.
After the data collection, young persons can visit the website www.enuguyouthupskill.org and register to have access to the platform. This is where we call it a day on today's program. Until we come your way again next week, enjoy the rest of the week.
Tomorrow is here. Tomorrow is here. Drama. Esimepe adiwa. Makana miria babako. Industrial revolution. Abata konde nukunu. Okwa digital